Long, long ago, in a land of golden sands and sparkling waters, a magnificent civilization flourished along the life-giving Nile River. This was ancient Egypt, a world of towering pyramids, grand temples, and stories written in pictures. But this isn't a story about pharaohs and queens. It's about two children, just like you, whose lives were filled with sunshine, curiosity, and adventure. Meet Khepri. His name means scarab beetle, a symbol of the morning sun. Just like the sun, Khepri was full of energy. His father was a skilled craftsman who carved beautiful furniture for the great houses of Thebes. Khepri loved watching his father work. The scent of cedar wood filling their small, sun-baked home. He dreamed of one day creating something magnificent himself. And meet Merit. Her name means beloved. Merit was clever and quick-witted. While most girls learned to manage a home, Merit's mother, a knowledgeable healer, taught her the secrets of plants and herbs. Merit was also learning to read and write the beautiful, mysterious symbols called hieroglyphs. She practiced on pieces of pottery and smooth limestone. Her mind as sharp as the reed pen she held. Khepri's best friend wasn't a person, but a sleek ginger cat named Mo. Mo was always by his side, whether he was playing a game of senet in the shade of a palm tree or chasing grasshoppers near the water's edge. One bright morning, as the sun climbed high over the valley, a great excitement buzzed through their village. The Opet festival was approaching. It was a time of grand celebration, when the statues of the gods would journey from the great temple of Karnak to the temple of Luxor. The entire city would be filled with music, dancing, and feasting. Khepri's father was carving a small, beautiful chest to hold offerings for the gods. He sighed, wiping his brow. There is so much to do. I must also deliver this list of supplies to the temple scribes. But my own work keeps me here. Khepri saw his chance for an adventure. I can take it, father. I know the way. Merit, who was visiting with a basket of dates, overheard him. Her eyes lit up. The temple scribes. I've always wanted to see the House of Life, where they keep all the important scrolls. I can help you, Khepri. I can read the list to make sure it's correct. Khepri's father smiled. All right, you two, but be careful. Stick together and go straight there. The city is very busy, with Mo trotting happily behind them. Khepri and Merit set off. Khepri carefully held the papyrus scroll, which felt important and mysterious in his hands. The path took them along the banks of the Nile. Farmers were working in the green fields, their songs floating on the gentle breeze. Fishermen cast their nets into the sparkling water, and tall, elegant birds waded in the shallows. Everything seemed alive, painted in the warm colors of the sun. As they neared the bustling city center, the crowds grew thicker. Merchants called out, selling everything from fragrant spices and colorful beads to fresh bread and honey cakes. The air was filled with 1,000 new smells and sounds. Khepri felt a little overwhelmed, but Merit walked with confidence. This way, she said, pointing towards a massive stone gateway. The temple of Karnak is just through there. As they passed through the gate, they entered a world of giants. Huge columns, carved to look like bundles of papyrus reeds, reached for the sky. The walls were covered in amazing carvings of pharaohs, gods, and stories from long ago. Khepri stared in wonder. It was like stepping into a storybook. Wow, he whispered. Did people really build all this? They did, Merit replied softly. With hard work, clever plans, and working together, they found the section of the temple where the scribes worked. Men with shaved heads sat cross-legged on the floor, palettes of black and red ink beside them, writing on long rolls of papyrus. The room was quiet and full of concentration. A kind-faced older scribe looked up. What can I do for you, little ones? Khepri proudly presented the scroll. From my father, the craftsman. It's a list of supplies for the Opet festival. The scribe unrolled it and read. He nodded. Ah, yes, the cedar wood and linen. This is very important. Thank you for bringing it so promptly. He then looked at Merit. And you, young lady, I see the curiosity in your eyes. Do you know how to read? Merit nodded shyly. The scribe smiled and pointed to a carving on the wall. It showed a goddess holding a tiny scale. Can you tell me who this is? Merit looked closely. That is Ma, she said, the goddess of truth, justice, and balance. She weighs the heart of a person to see if they have lived a good life. The scribe's smile widened. Very good. Knowledge is a light that guides us. Your parents must be very proud. He then noticed something was wrong. Another, younger scribe was frantically searching through a pile of scrolls. What is it, Nacht? Nacht looked distressed. The list for the floral decorations. The one with the special blue lotus flowers for the main altar. It's gone. The procession is tomorrow morning. We'll never have time to get them from the marsh. Suddenly, Khepri remembered something. On their way to the temple, he'd seen a beautiful patch of blue lotus flowers blooming in a quiet cove by the river, not far from their village. He'd almost stopped to pick one. I know where to find some, Khepri exclaimed. Lots of them. They're not far from my home. Merit's eyes widened. He's right. I've seen them too. The older scribe looked at them, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Could you show us? But there was a problem. The sun was beginning to set, and the journey back would be too slow. Then, Merit had an idea. My uncle is a fisherman. His boat is moored just down the river. He could take us. It would be much faster than walking. It was a brilliant plan. They rushed from the temple, the young scribe Nacht following them. They found Merit's uncle, who was happy to help when he heard how important their mission was. They all climbed into his simple wooden boat. As they sailed on the calm, dark water of the Nile, the world looked different. The sky was a deep indigo, sprinkled with countless stars. The moon cast a silver path on the river. Khepri had never been on the Nile at night. It was quiet, peaceful, and magical. Mo the cat curled up at his feet, purring contentedly. They soon reached the cove Khepri remembered. Just as he'd said, dozens of beautiful blue lotus flowers floated on the water, their petals glowing in the moonlight. Working together, they carefully gathered the sacred flowers, their sweet perfume filling the night air. Their return to the temple was triumphant. The older scribe greeted them with a grateful heart. You have done a great service for the temple and for the gods, he said, placing a hand on each of their shoulders. You used Khepri's sharp eyes and Merit's quick thinking. You worked as a team. This is the spirit that built our great land. The next day, Khepri and Merit stood with their families, watching the magnificent Opet festival. As the grand procession passed, they saw their blue lotus flowers decorating the sacred boat of the god. Their hearts swelled with pride. They hadn't just watched the festival, they had become a part of it. That evening, as the last rays of sun painted the sky in shades of orange and purple, Khepri and Merit sat by the Nile, watching the world settle into a peaceful slumber. They had learned something wonderful that day. It wasn't just pharaohs and priests who made history. It was everyone, craftsmen, healers, scribes, and even children. They understood that with curiosity to explore, knowledge to guide them, and friends to help them, they could do anything. Just like the mighty Nile nourished their land, the power of learning and working together could create a future as bright and beautiful as an Egyptian dawn. And their own adventure was just beginning. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures.